Welcome to our live broadcast. Our Your Town series continues tonight from beautiful downtown Cortland, right here on Main Street. Blue sky afternoon.
Oh, we have picture-perfect weather here again tonight. We've been really lucky as we've been traveling across central New York this summer. We really lucked out with the weather. As Matt said, blue skies, sunny skies out here tonight, and we are exploring everything that Cortland has to offer.
Yeah, and there is a lot to it, whether it's a place where you maybe went to school, you work here, you've been to some of the restaurants or some of the entertainment. We're going to get to all of that over the next 90 minutes or so. If you're not exactly sure where Cortland is, maybe you live in northern or eastern or the western part of our viewing area. Cortland is right off Route 81 or Route 11, if you're remembering back to the old days, about 30 miles south of Syracuse and maybe just about 30 to 40 miles north of Binghamton. So sort of right in the middle of the southern tier and central New York. A beautiful Main Street, though, here, Megan.
Yeah, and you can sort of feel the rich history here. There's something very charming about these old towns because you do have the old mixed with the new. New businesses have moved in over the area, but it still has this really wonderful charm about it.
And coming into this day, we were concerned about some volatile weather, but we're enjoying blue skies here. To find out what else is going on across the area, we want to head back to the studios right now to meteorologist Molly Matat for the latest on the weather. Molly.
That's right, even though we're quiet right now.
Now let's head back out right now to the city of Cortland, where we have Matt and Megan for our special Your Town series, and it looks really nice out there tonight. Hi, guys.
Hey,
Lisa, it is beautiful out here.
What a great night out here. We're exploring Cortland and everything that it has to offer, and we're getting spoiled out here tonight because it's beautiful weather.
Yeah, we're taking a look at what makes this community special, some of the unique items about Cortland.
That's right, and Cortland has a rich history in this area. It was founded back in 1900. If you get a chance to come visit with your family, perhaps if you have a long weekend, it's a really great place to come. And if you'd like to learn more about the roots of Cortland, you can head to the Suggett House on Homer Avenue. It was the home of James and Jane Suggett, and now serves as the home to the Cortland County Historical Society, and it contains all kinds of unique artifacts.
One of the pieces that may interest people interested in sports is we have John J. McGraw's uniform. He was a baseball player, coach for the New York Giants, and is in the Baseball Hall of Fame.
Now, Cortland got its name from Pierre von Cortland, who was the first lieutenant governor of the state.
That's how you say it.
I guess so, right? It used to be home to various industries, including carriage manufacturers and corset companies. But certainly, many of the industries have packed up and left over the year, making way for new businesses to come to the area. We have the downtown Main Street with a lot of great shops and restaurants as well.
And also just off Main Street sits the 1890 house, and what sits inside that historic home may leave you a little bit spooked.
That's right. It is a Victorian-style castle, and it was once home to Chester Wickwire and his family.
Now, over the years, the home has been carefully preserved, now operates as a museum. The old architecture and artifacts that fill the home are what draw many visitors, but others actually come to see it because they think it is haunted. Ed Burn Dairy is a well-known name here across central New York. They've been part of the community for more than 80 years. Well, now they have plans for the future in the Cortland area, too. The company already has 4 locations, including a Greek yogurt plant here, which has really taken off the last few years. Over the next few years to come, they plan to offer guided tours to the public, giving people a look at how their yogurt is produced and packaged. It's really become quite an educational stop and entertaining, too. And one of the most unique spots in the Cortland area is Lime Hollow Nature Center.
That's right. If you like to get outside and enjoy the outdoors, it's a great place to take your family. It's located on McLean Road, and it features about 400 acres of land with about 12 miles of trail. So there's a lot of exploring to do. A great place to come down and enjoy in the nice weather. It's a wonderful spot to go for a hike and enjoy nature. During the summer, there's a camp for kids. You could also, in the winter months, enjoy snowshoeing and cross-country skiing. Only 2 counties across New York don't have state parks, including Cortland County. So this is an important spot for this community.
We act as a de facto state park for the residents of Cortland County and the greater Cortland area. So that's a little bit unique in our role. There are other nature centers in the other parts of the state, but they don't fill that particular niche.
Good, how are you?
Lime Hollow is free and open to the public. It's open year-round from dusk to dawn.
And happening here this weekend, boy, this is going to be a special event, the Cortland Air Show. You can watch the planes fly in the Cortland Airport, and even some on display, including some World War II vintage airplanes, including the C-47, C-45s. The event is this Saturday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Cortland County Chase Field. Really easy to get to, just off of Route 13.
That's right. And what would our Your Town be without a little trivia? We love a good trivia question now and again.
Yeah, I like this one,
So
too.
let's test your trivia about Cortland and see what you might know. SUNY Cortland is home to thousands of students and is one of the city's biggest employers. So what year was it established as a college? Go to the Your Town page of CMICentral.com for your chance to win a $20 Dunkin' Donuts gift card. We'll have the answer for you coming up a little bit later in the broadcast. Also coming up live as we continue here tonight to look at a historical spot here in Cortland. It was actually decimated by fire several years ago, but they have since refurbished it. We're going to take you inside that clock tower.
Well, that was a big story in the news for a long time. We also have some great food we're going to eat. We have a lot more coming up live from our Your Town broadcast here on Main Street in Cortland as we continue. Well, Molly Matat, we miss having you out here. I know we had to keep you back at the station just in case there was severe weather at this hour, but we're experiencing gorgeous blue skies. And Megan, you know what's great about Main Street, Cortland? Is the old architecture. These buildings, you know, you don't want to lose them. You want to hold on to them, preserve them, and bring them back to life.
That's right. There are so many that have been here for so long, and it just contributes to the rich history of these lovely communities. And every city, of course, has its landmarks and its symbols that help define it. Here in Cortland, there is one particular landmark, and it actually was destroyed by fire about 10 years ago, back in 2006. This was the old clock tower. It was standing on Main Street in Cortland for 175 years, but it didn't take long to rebuild this piece of history. Just 3 years later, a new clock started ticking.
Now at 5, our Justin Page joins us live from the clock tower as it watches over Main Street. Justin.
Now behind me is a Cortland landmark here that's certainly hard to miss. When a lot of people think of downtown Cortland, they think, of course, of Main Street and the famous clock tower that watches over it. However, after a fire, a suspected electrical fire tore through the building back in 2006, a lot of people here in Cortland thought this was a piece of their history that they just couldn't let disappear. Matt Van Heusen is a Cortland firefighter. He was on duty the day the clock tower caught fire.
I got here just in time to catch the third engine going out.
They tried to fight the fire from the inside.
We couldn't get to the fire above us, but we were chasing fire throughout the top floor, putting it out.
Luckily, no one inside was hurt, but flames spread too quickly to save the 123-year-old building.
At some point, it got bad enough that it weakened the roof structure, and the roof structure started to come in, so they called us all out.
John Scanlon owns the property and says it didn't take long for people to step up to help.
Oh, immediately after. There was a tremendous outpouring of people that wanted to preserve the clock tower.
Including Brian Tobin, Cortland's mayor.
It's essentially a showpiece of a community. And even if people aren't in the community stopping by, they might be passing through. It's important because it's a part of what they see, and then it's part of their image or what they foresee Cortland being.
So Scanlon did what he could. With the help of $2 million in federal grants, he rebuilt the 3-story building with commercial space on the first floor and apartments above, all while maintaining historical charm.
If we did not build it with that going into it, I don't think I would have been interested in building on this site.
That commitment to the clock tower's history can also be found at the Living History Museum, where the original clock has been refurbished. It's a tribute to a symbol of Cortland. Scanlon hopes people will be able to look up at Main Street's new symbol for quite some time.
Beyond our lifetime, I hope to see it go at least 100 years as it is.
Now, the building is still undergoing some further expansion. They're renovating part of the first floor for some more restaurant space. Live at the corner of Tompkins and Main Street in downtown Cortland, I'm Justin Page. Matt and Megan, back to you.
Well, thank you, Justin. You know, Justin's going to be jealous of what we have here now. I know he's just down the road here in Cortland, but look at these great treats we have that we're going to share when we get a chance to talk to the mayor of Cortland in just a moment.
That's right. We are going to dig into all this delicious food. Plus, we're going to talk to people here in Cortland about what they love most about this wonderful
city. Look at all
city.
these choices.
Much more as we continue live from Cortland, your town tonight.
Welcome back to your town, Cortland. We're enjoying a beautiful evening here on Main Street. We have all kinds of choices of food and some special guests. Mayor Brian Tobin is here with us tonight.
That's right. We also have Bob Haight from the Chamber of Commerce. Thank you guys so much for being here and this wonderful food. So we're going to talk a little bit about what you guys love about Cortland while we sample some of these delicious dishes. So Bob, let's start with you. I mean, we've got stuff from the Pita Gourmet, Whole Heart Cafe. There's a lot of choices here. What do you love most about Cortland?
If you want to start talking about food, let's do that, because one of the things that I love about our restaurants is we have local ownerships. You're not going to see franchises downtown.
That's nice.
And what that means is owners are on premises, supervising everything, customer service second to none.
Yeah.
So make sure when you're coming to Cortland, stop downtown, sample some of this great food at the restaurants.
You know, we heard that, the Pita Gourmet folks brought over this great hummus and veggie tray. And Harry Tony's here with the New Orleans pasta. And go ahead, that looks healthy. You try it.
That's right. There's some cucumber here.
The Elks Club has the hollandaise sauce. Their breakfast, what is it, every Sunday? Is that what it... During the school year, Sundays you have Elks Club breakfast.
That's right. Also, community restaurant, the Gyro here. Apparently, this is an award-winning gyro. Lettuce, tomato, onion, French fries, tzatziki sauce. Does it get any better than that?
We haven't even let the mayor talk yet, because we're so excited about the food. But what do you find special about this Main Street corridor? This is something that not every community has.
Absolutely. And, you asked what's impressive or what's important about Cortland. The biggest thing is the people, because we've got people that really are community-minded, civically engaged, care about the community and love to come and get together. So we've got parks in the different neighborhoods, but in particular for the grown-ups, Main Street is a great place to gather, and you can have a meal, you can walk around, you get a chance to see other people in the community.
And you had a chance to meet with the Lieutenant Governor who was in town touring downtown Cortland today. Talk a little bit about the importance of revitalizing sort of this main corridor here.
Absolutely. And Main Street of Cortland is something that is not just where we go to shop or where we go to get a meal, but it reflects the community. And people want to take pride in their community. They want to be proud of what they have. And Main Street is a good place for us to show that. And as I had the opportunity to walk with Lieutenant Governor Hochul, we had the chance to look at some of the parks and also look at Main Street and to show off that, hey, Cortland has a lot going for it. And not only do we have a lot here on Main Street, but it's walkable. Yeah. You can get to just about any part in the city within 15 minutes just walking.
Really worth noting that if people may drive by Cortland as an exit on the highway, don't do that anymore.
That's right.
Get off and enjoy it. That's not what Cortland's all about, although that's a strength too. Mayor, this looks like a simple little thing.
I think it has his name on it, right?
Want to give it a try?
It's one of my favorites, gyro for community.
Yep. And you got a napkin on standby if you need it. Go. Let's see how you do.
Well, it's a big sandwich, so it helps to have a big mouth. I fit the bill.
There we go. There we go.
Perfect.
That looks pretty good.
Perfect. Here's the napkin in case.
And we're going to talk more about some of these cookies here too, Bob, coming up, because this is from Frosted Bakery. We're going to sample some of these. These are some of your favorites, right?
Perfect. Yes. And I should say that Frosted is actually going to win an award tomorrow, so don't tell anyone.
Okay.
We won't.
It's a bit of a secret, but top voted dessert in Cortland.
Oh, that's great.
All right. Well, hey, listen, that's a great reason to come to Cortland just for the bakery.
Still your favorite after tasting? I shouldn't ask you to chew with your mouth full, or wait, talk with your mouth full. Of course, you got to chew. We're going to be right back.
I get to take the rest with me.
Yes, you do. Right. You got your name on it now. We'll be right back as we can.
The 2016 Edward R. Murrow Award winner for overall excellence in news. This is NBC3 News at 5:30. Winner of the Emmy Award for Best Newscast.
Well, welcome back to our live broadcast, our Your Town broadcast from Main Street in Cortland. And Megan, I think, segment by segment, we're going to eliminate dishes here.
Well,
look at that.
We've already killed off one plate, but we're going to sample everything that Cortland has to offer and also talk about the rich history. There is so much to explore here in Cortland. So, if you have a staycation with your family, maybe you have a long weekend, it's a great place to come.
Yeah, that's what we're thinking this time of year. Also, though, a place where people work, they go to school here. Certainly the SUNY Cortland campus is another highlight. We're going to get to all of that in just a few minutes. But we have had concern in the weather late today with all this summertime temperatures building up. Will there be more severe storms?
That's right. Let's go back to the studio. Meteorologist Molly Matat is tracking it all for you tonight on live triple Doppler radar. And Molly, what are we seeing out there tonight?
That's right. In Cortland, for more from your town.
out, and we have a great breeze actually out here tonight. Feeling really, really good.
Yeah, if you're not in the direct sun, it is a gorgeous evening outside. As we continue our broadcast, our Cortland, Your Town broadcast, having a great time so far.
That's right. Homemade mimosas for us here tonight because it is after 5 o'clock after all.
Is it a mimosa? I didn't realize that. Otherwise, I would have grabbed that one.
And, you know, we've seen a lot of people jogging through downtown Cortland tonight. It's a great place to be. And we caught up with some folks earlier who told us what they love so much about this city.
I love the people, the buildings, the older buildings and everything. It's a beautiful little town. Great. I mean, everybody's so friendly. Walk down the sidewalk all times of day or evenings. You always run into people you know. It's great.
The small town atmosphere of you walk down the street and, hi, how are you? Hi, how are you? People know you.
A family-oriented, safety. Raised my kids here, of course, and they could go out and ride their bikes.
Yeah, just some of the reasons why people love Cortland, because it's just one of those communities that, you know, a lot of people grew up in, they stayed, and they've raised their own kids here as well.
Yeah, they really enjoyed here. Another highlight is the Cortland Beer Company. Yeah, that's right. They have their own beer company in Cortland, too. 7 or 8 years ago, the co-owners, Dan Cleary, he started brewing with a friend in his basement. That was just the beginning. They then decided to take the plunge and build their own brewery. They brew all their beers on site, which can take anywhere from 2 weeks to 2 months to make. You'll find a diverse bunch of beers with a unique blend.
Try and make some of the beers that they keep asking for, experiment with them, things like that. You know, they're the ones that support us. And without them, we wouldn't be here, be as far as we are.
Cortland Beer Company has 16 beers on tap, also offers New York wines, and they have live music every Friday and Saturday night, adding to the attraction.
And another company finding success here is Cortland Plastics. The blow molding company continues to grow with a 47,000 square foot addition to its facility. Cortland Plastics started here back in 2007 with just 10 employees. Now they employ 56 people. The company points to a big increase in new business from 2 major nationally known soft drink flavoring companies. So it's nice to see some success here in Cortland with some of those great companies.
Yeah, really a lot of success stories here. Great different ways to enjoy this community. We have a lot of news to catch you up on here today, too. We want to head back to the studio now, and Lisa Spitz with more on that. Lisa.
All right, thanks so much, Matt and Megan. I'm really enjoying all this interesting information from Cortland. Nice job down there.
Welcome back to NBC 3 News. Live from Cortland tonight, our Your Town series continues. A beautiful night here tonight. We are sampling some of the best of what Cortland has to offer.
We're having a great time. Yeah.
Look at this. This is from Whole Heart Cafe. If you can zoom in on this.
This is a monster
here.
of a sandwich, but really healthy and locally grown ingredients,
That's
too.
right. This is a roasted vegetable panini from the Whole Heart Cafe. This is roasted vegetables. So we're talking about summer squash, peppers, Roma tomatoes, Bermuda onions, piled high. This is on homemade focaccia bread.
Yeah, they make their focaccia every day at the bakery.
Arugula, walnut pesto, and fresh mozzarella. I mean, does it get any better than that?
Yeah, well, we're going to keep trying to see if it does get any better than that, but I don't think it does. It's all really delicious food and great local options, as the mayor pointed out when we were here before.
That's right. We have some special guests here tonight. They are from the Elks Lodge here in Cortland. Hi, guys. Great to see you. And you guys brought us some special treats as well. So let's show them what they brought us.
They're a breakfast crowd.
That's right. Tell us about this.
So this is the Eggs Benedict. It's an English muffin, ham with a poached egg and a homemade hollandaise sauce and homemade home fries. We also brought.
Do you think I should sample it? Would that be appropriate?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. And so, and
Okay,
you guys do
if I
this
have
certain times of year, right?
Yeah, usually during the school year we do Sunday pancake breakfast. That's a big hit. It's breakfast. They're all benefits for youth activities and stuff like that. So
That's so great. And what do you love most about this community here?
It's the people. Without a shadow of a doubt, everybody's involved. You know, I just went south and you have that southern hospitality. We got Cortland hospitality here.
That's right. You know, you can sort of feel it in the air. Yeah.
The Elks have been part of this community forever, right? Yeah.
For how many years?
Over 100.
Over 100 years.
100 years. Wow, that is amazing.
So what were you going to say about the group that cooks?
Actually, the A team that makes that has given over $150,000 just to youth.
Have they really?
It's incredible.
Yeah.
That is amazing. That's amazing. All right, so let's talk about some of the other samples that we have here tonight. And you know what? We'd be remiss if we didn't talk about...
Still having breakfast over here. Hold on.
Well, you eat breakfast, and I'm going to talk about dessert. Look at this treat. This is from Frosted Bakery. It's right here on Main Street in downtown Cortland. And we're talking about a peanut butter frosted brownie, a chocolate frosted brownie, and some of those great Half Moon cookies that people love so much. These are amazing. So I think that we should get in on some of the samples here.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. We just also met... Let's get a shot of Eleanor there, Dennis, too.
Hi,
There's
Eleanor.
Some just great people that live in this area. Eleanor came down to see us. And do you still have that photo handy somewhere? Where'd you put it? Just pull it out. We'll get a picture of it. Eleanor stopped by our state fair booth just 4 years ago. And look at that picture. And she brought it by today to say hello again.
I love that.
And she hasn't changed a bit over the last 4 years. So when everybody talks about the people of Cortland and the hospitality, we're getting a good feel for that tonight. And we could talk about the great buildings and the delicious food, but people being so friendly and generous with their welcome is what really makes it nice.
That's right. Salt of the earth people here. You know, when we went around Cortland talking about, what do people love most about this community, that's what they said. You know, you walk down Main Street and someone says, hi, how you doing? Nice to see you. And everybody sort of knows each other.
Yeah, so we're really having a good time here as our Your Town broadcast continues.
All right, we will have much more live from Cortland here tonight as we continue. First, we want to get a check on the forecast. We're going to have all those details for you in just a moment.
Molly, thanks so much. Right now we are joined live by Matt and Megan, who are in the city of Cortland as our Your Town special broadcast continues.
Oh, well, Lisa, good evening. A beautiful night here in Cortland. Blue skies, sunny skies, and we've got a nice breeze kicking in as well.
Yeah, it's a beautiful night. The traffic hasn't stopped here on Main Street. A very busy place. In fact, we've had joggers coming by over and over again tonight. A nearby gym. Very active community here.
Yeah, that's right. Also rich in history. Now, if you're not familiar with Cortland, it's about a half an hour south of Syracuse. Just get off right at exit 11, about 45 miles north of Binghamton. So it's right in the heart of central New York and a great community to come visit.
Now, the Cortland area had a special visitor today, too. Lieutenant Governor Kathy Hochul stopped by to take a tour of several areas. She stopped by the Cortland Repertory Theater, the fire department, and some local businesses. So she's pretty impressed by what she sees as a resurgence in the area.
Now there's a craft brewery that was not here that many years ago. There's jobs that were not here. There's opportunities, again, with this theater just to drive the creative class downtown. So I'm sensing that we're just on the cusp of exploding.
Now, Lieutenant Governor says downtown housing is also key to attracting young people to live here, giving people a place to live, work, and play, all helping to revitalize the downtown area, which is exactly where we're standing right now.
That's right. Also, you want to have a rich art scene, of course, in any community, and they definitely have that here in Cortland. Happening now in Cortland County. It's the award-winning musical that is dazzling audiences. Cortland Repertory Theater debuted a chorus line last night. It tells the story of the unsung heroes of the Broadway stage, the dedicated, talented, and overworked chorus dancers. It's a 9-time Tony Award-winning musical and dance spectacular that brings to life the dream of auditioning for Broadway. The show runs through July 30th at the Little York Pavilion in Preble.
They're also brewing up success in Cortland. Craig and Michelle Brooks moved here from Seattle in 1999. When you think Seattle, what do you think of? Coffee. They started a small shop on Port Watson Street. Now they've grown, adding 2 more locations, along with a bakery and their own roasting facility at Coffee Mania.
We meet people in the community on a regular basis that really surprise us. And it's, for a small town, it's a pretty amazing place to live, really. This is a historic building built in 19...
Now, right now, they don't have any...
This was Cortland's original...
They don't have any plans to expand, but they said they wouldn't rule anything out in terms of expansion in the future. You never know.
That's right, and who doesn't love a great cup of coffee? We have much more coming up live from Your Town, Cortland here tonight with a look at SUNY Cortland, which of course has a large presence here in this community. Did you know it is one of the healthiest campuses in the country?
I believe it. A very strong athletics program. We know that for sure. Nico Tamuri will join us a little later, too, when we continue our live broadcast when we come back.
With have new information on that breaking news out of Nice, France right now. We are learning, according to reports, that at least 30 people are dead and 100 others are injured right now after authorities are calling this now an attack. Here's what happened. A truck rammed into a crowd at Bastille Day celebrations. That is a national holiday there. An official told a French television station again that there are more than 30 people dead at this location. It is right near the sea. An eyewitness whose apartment faces the street said that he saw the truck going into the crowd. There had been a fireworks display going on, and then according to witnesses at the scene, they said that the driver then got out and started shooting people. But again, this is now just according to reports, but we are now learning that sadly at least 30 people are dead in France after this attack, and it's very, very difficult time for that country. Obviously, there was a terrorist attack there last year. Dozens and dozens of people were killed in Paris, France, but now tragedy again today strikes that country where at least 30 people are dead in Nice, France. These people were just out in the streets. They were celebrating a national holiday. And of course, we will be getting more information that will be coming up on the NBC News. That's following us with Lester Holt. And of course, we'll have more information live tonight at 11. We're going to switch gears right now, and we're going to head back out to the city of Cortland. That is where Matt and Megan are.
Well, thank you, Lisa. Obviously, the tone of the broadcast changed dramatically when we heard the news of this attack in Nice, France in the last 20 minutes or so. We are here live on Main Street in Cortland, and Mel, you can't help but notice the American flags that have been up here since the 4th of July, which is relevant in that this attack in Nice, France took place on Bastille Day, which is the day when the French people celebrate their independence. So we don't know yet for certain, but it's very possible that this attack was planned for Bastille Day specifically to have even more impact in that nation.
Yeah, certainly a very somber evening across the country and across the world here tonight as we start to get new details about what unfolded just a short time ago in Nice, France, a beautiful spot in Europe, the south of France, a place that many honeymooners travel to. But here is the latest that we are learning right now tonight. This truck plowed into a group of pedestrians as they were out celebrating Bastille Day. We are getting some new images that are coming in through Twitter tonight of people literally racing away from the scene, some of them carrying children in strollers looking for a safe place to go. Reports are indicating right now that there were some gunmen in this truck that exchanged gunfire with police there on the scene.
Yes, and that's why they immediately began calling it an attack. It wasn't just a truck running into a crowd of people at this seafront restaurant area, but then they also came out of that truck, according to reports, and were firing. We do know that French President Francois Hollande is coming back from his summer holiday back to Paris to keep an eye on what's going on there. And it was just 8 months ago, Lisa mentioned this a short time ago, but 130 people were killed in the attacks in Paris. So France has already endured a terrorist attack on a grand scale just 8 months ago. This has not yet officially been labeled a terrorist attack, rather just an attack where at least 30 people are estimated dead and perhaps as many as 100 are injured in Nice, France.
Yeah, certainly a really, really sad day in France today. A lot of people posting on Twitter tonight saying, you know, pray for France. We are with you. There are reports also people hearing sounds of gunfire, which again, we had just heard that there was apparently this exchange of gunfire between people in the truck and police there on the scene. There are also reports now that people were out watching fireworks on Bastille Day there in Nice. Perhaps some confusion as the fireworks and then the gunfire started ringing out there.
Now, Lester Holt and the team for NBC Nightly News is working on complete coverage of the attacks in Nice, France. That concludes our broadcast. What had been a very nice day here, Main Street in Cortland, for our latest Your Town broadcast.
And of course, we will have the very latest for you out of Nice, France tonight on NBC3 News at 11.
We'll see you later on tonight.